The following review contains an overload of spaceships. Should you feel any sense of aggravation by this, please click the YouTube logo in the top left corner of your screen, and the feeling should quickly pass.
What's going on, guys? It's Michael MGF, and today I'm going to be doing my first LEGO movie set review on Benny's. And the set number for this one is 70816. The recommended ages are 9 through 14, and it has a piece count of 940, while the price is $99.99. And this set, I think you can probably understand why I at least had to review this set. And just so you know where this set, along with the entire new wave of LEGO movie sets, is now showing up at Toys R Us's and LEGO stores so far. I've also heard that they're showing up in LEGO stores over in Canada, though other than that, I'm not really sure based on other countries. But yeah, so Benny's Spaceship. I am so excited for this one, and I knew that if I didn't review the other LEGO movie sets, the previous line, and maybe the rest of this one, that I at least had to bring you guys the review on Benny's Spaceship, because he has been taunting my videos for the past few months, and he just has been video bombing me in all of my showcases and reviews, at least most of them. It's been quite fun, so I figured he probably was getting the point across that I at least have to review his spaceship when it releases, and today is the day. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so we're just going to start off with him first. Here's Benny, and I remember seeing him in the Sea Cow a while ago and just really aching to get this minifigure, and I'm so glad that I finally have my own official Benny minifigure, because as you guys might already know, I've had my own custom Benny for a while, but I mean, this version of Benny the LEGO Group themselves have mass-produced is absolutely fantastic in a lot of ways, and it really represents the character in a defining way, and it's great overall. And you'll notice that he has the space logo on his torso there. Just like in the movie, it is printed to look kind of faded, because obviously he's a 1980-something space guy, so the printing has wore off just like the movie, and I think that's great. You'll notice that his head, while it is super accurate and super awesome, the problem with it is that it's printed just a little bit too low. I mean, it's not that the face itself is bad, it's just that it's slightly too low, and that's literally the only flaw with this minifigure. Other than that, he's fantastic, and he's got the signature crack in his helmet, which is definitely a great touch to the minifigure, and obviously it's Benny. You saw him in the movie, you can't go without having that crack, and it's really cool because obviously this helmet, if you couldn't already tell, it doesn't have a real crack in it. It's its own mold, and it's just molded and designed to look like it's cracked, even though it's not, and I think that's really awesome how the LEGO Group managed to pull that off. Then you'll see his jetpack is pretty cool. We've all seen that piece before, but definitely pretty cool to see on Benny, given that he has it in the film. And but I mean, other than that, you've probably seen Benny before. It's pretty much just Benny taken right out of the movie, and you can see he does actually come with a walkie-talkie. Now, like I said, I haven't seen the LEGO movie. Actually, I didn't say it yet, but I haven't seen the LEGO movie since February when it came out, so I don't remember if he had the walkie-talkie or not in the movie. I don't think he did, but I mean, it's still a cool accessory to give him regardless. But yeah, there's probably my favorite character of the LEGO movie, and I am so glad to finally have this minifigure, and we've got the blue badass himself. Before I forget, like the idiot I am, Benny does have a double-sided face, and therefore you have this as the secondary face, and it's honestly pretty cool. It's just his basic smiley face, just like the one that he had back in the 1980s, so pretty awesome. He didn't really use that facial expression a lot in the LEGO movie, if at all, but it's still pretty cool to give it that classic feel, to really remind you that he's from the 80s, and he's not just a new character that was implemented in the LEGO movie, even though he kind of was. I am not making sense, so let's go ahead and move on to the next minifigure. And once again, straight out of the film, we've got Emmett disguised as a robot, just like when he infiltrated the Octan Tower with Wildstyle and Batman toward the end of the movie. And I mean, this is honestly fantastic. Really glad to get this variant of Emmett in Benny's Spaceship, and you can see that he's got a chrome head, light bluish gray hands, a chrome piece of resistance, and even some chrome spikes down here on his feet, and that is all because he is completely covered in tinfoil tinfoil, which is one of the many human relics that Lord Business had in the film, and they went ahead and, you know, if you guys remember, stole that from him to disguise themselves as robots, and plan didn't work out, but I mean, it's still really cool to get this version of Emmett, because honestly, I didn't think we would, and I think the LEGO Group did portray it in an excellent way here, even though it, you know, may not necessarily look exactly like the tinfoil they used, but it's still really awesome with what they were able to achieve here. And if we go ahead and take a look at the piece of resistance, you can see it's pretty much the exact same piece of resistance that we all know and love. It's just in a chrome color, molded in chrome this time, so really no difference. It's just chrome, using the exact same neck piece that we have been getting with all the Emmett minifigures. And then if you can see that he's got the construction hat this time around. Now, I might be mistaken, but as far as I can recall, I'm pretty sure that the construction hat piece only appeared in the collectible minifigures series. It might have appeared in another set, so don't quote me on that, but this is the first time I'm seeing it since. And if we go ahead and remove it though, you can see we got a better look at his head here. And the head, while the facial expression is not exactly what I would have expected, to say the least, it's still really awesome, and I think it looks pretty cool for this set. And you can see he actually has some texturing around his face, which is definitely honestly pretty cool. Like, just that added detail really makes up for a lot with this minifigure, and that detail actually continues onto the back of his head. Now, this is kind of interesting because the hairpiece pretty much covers up close to all of this, and while I'm not complaining, it's great to get more detail on these minifigures. It's just kind of a shame because the majority of it does get covered up when you go ahead and take the hairpiece and put it on. You can see on the back here, it's really not visible anymore, so it's kind of a loss there, but I mean, still, hey, like I said, the more detail the better, and I'm not complaining. And other than that though, it's just Emmett's basic construction outfit. The only difference to his construction outfit here is that he's got light bluish gray hands, and he's got tinfoil wrapped around his feet, and it's definitely pretty awesome to get this variation. Once again, Emmett's name tag on his knee there, or actually on his thigh, and yeah, that's pretty much it though. Great minifigure. Wildstyle and Unikitty are the only two minifigures of this set, actually in the movie if I'm not mistaken, that got their own unique blue jumpsuits, just like Benny himself. So I guess whatever little time they had after he built his spaceship and they flew to Bricksburg, he also had time to craft Wildstyle and Unikitty their own spaceship suits, so that's pretty awesome. But you'll notice that with this minifigure, we have the exact same Wildstyle hairpiece that we see on all of the Wildstyle minifigures. Not all of them, obviously, excluding the one in the melting room, but it's still pretty cool. Same purple and blue highlights in her hair. And if we go ahead and remove her hairpiece to get a better look at the same exact head that we always get with Wildstyle, same aggressive facial expression shown here with her freckles. And then on the opposite side, we have a more, I guess, you know, obviously a more happy facial expression. So that's pretty cool. We've all seen this head before, or at least the majority of us have if you've seen the Wildstyle minifigure before this point. And the hood is worth talking about because her hood is now molded in a blue color, and this is the first time we're getting her hood in a new color aside from the black and purple that we always see, or it's more of a pink. But yeah, now that we have the hood off, we're actually gonna get a better look at the torso here, and the back of the torso anyway, for that matter. And what's really cool about the about this minifigure in general is that she has her own unique design. Like all these stripes that we see on Wildstyle, she has like the purple, pink, I keep saying purple, the pink and blue like stripes going from her torso all the way down onto her legs, and it's a cool design on Wildstyle, but this time it's not exactly the same. While it is the same concept, but in a different color, it's not exactly the same. It's actually slightly different, but you'll notice that it is this time in a white and gold color to match the spaceship logo as seen on her torso as well, just like Benny, but obviously in a different spot, and it is overlapping onto the belt, and you guys know the consequence of that by now. There is a gap running in between it, so that's a printing problem that I guess the LEGO Group can't get around. But other than that, some really unique details on this new version of Wildstyle consist of these like little lines here on her thigh. You have these little dots here down toward her knee area, and that's honestly, it's a really cool design, and it's actually pretty heavily detailed. So other than that though, that's pretty much it for Wildstyle. She's got the zipper in the front there, which is also a nice touch. And yeah, so there's Wildstyle in her spaceship suit, and it's really cool to get this variant of Wildstyle, and honestly, it's really cool to get Unikitty in her blue spaceship suit as well. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at that. And we've got Unikitty. This is my third Unikitty, actually, and it's a really great new unique variant of Unikitty, and this is her. This is actually Astro Kitty, and this is her in the blue spacesuit that Benny, once again, I guess, made for her as well in a short amount of time that they had. And you can see we have the standard Unikitty printing on the blue 1x3 brick there, and it's really great how much color actually comes out in that, given that they're printing white and just some pretty, you know, just printing white onto a dark blue color like this is definitely impressive, because it doesn't really appear to be suffering from any sort of fading, so that's definitely really awesome. But other than that, though, you have the exact same Unikitty tail that we saw in the previous set, but this time around we have it molded in a blank blue color, so that's pretty cool. And other than that, though, it's pretty much just Unikitty, but in a blue color. And I'm really looking forward to getting Angry Kitty, because we all know Angry Kitty was just totally badass. And for our final figure for Benny's spaceship, we've got the Robo Pilot, and he's pretty cool. Once again, exactly the same as he was in the movie. Really awesome to see this design replicated on a physical figure, but you can see that he's got the basic pilot helmet that we've seen for God knows how many years, and he's got the transparent red visor that we saw him using in the movie, and he actually has a rifle this time around, but I don't remember him having one in the movie, given that, you know, him and the rest of his Robo Pilots were in Interceptors at the time, but I guess they still have one stashed in their Interceptors, regardless of them needing to use them or not. And you have the same torso design with the Octan logo in the center, and it's kind of like a vest placed on top of their suit, because you can kind of see the top of the tie right there. So really awesome design. And the back of the torso, the same thing you said for the back of the torso as well, the continuation of the vest on top of their suit. So really great and heavily detailed, so props to LEGO Group for that. And if we go ahead and remove his helmet to get a better look at his head, you can see this also printed on a chrome head, looks really great and definitely menacing, and once again, just like the movie, and I definitely appreciate that, as it looks really great. And the glare used in the you know, the center of his eyes there, down to the ventilation on the front, and the bolts just really make it look like a really menacing robot. Let's go ahead and take a look at the beauty itself, the spaceship. Alright, and here it is, Benny's spaceship in all of its glory, and this thing is absolutely phenomenal, straight out of the film itself. But I mean, where to start with Benny's spaceship? Now, we're going to split this apart in sections, because it's just not exactly realistic to tackle all of it at once for me, so we're going to start off with the cockpit. And the cockpit is really great, because you have the transparent yellow shield piece on the front there for the main glass, and it's definitely really great. And if we go ahead and lift it up, you can see that we have a lot of control systems in there as well, and they definitely look great and are highly detailed. And honestly, there are more control panels in this ship than you see like in any Star Wars set, which is kind of funny. But regardless, you can see we do have some more control panels in here, and they look pretty cool as well. And those you can see are actually printed, while these back ones are stickers. I'll get toward the end of the review, I'll point out all the stickers that are on Benny's spaceship, but I mean, for the most part, you can see in the cockpit we have 3 available slots for minifigures, and it's definitely pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and take Benny himself in Wild Style, and we're going to leave the third seat absent for right now, but we're going to take Benny, put him in his seat, and then you can also take Wild Style and do the same. And I mean, if you take the piece of resistance off of Emmett, you can put him in there too. As a matter of fact, I haven't actually tried it yet. Let's go ahead and see. Unikitty, stand up, please. Let's go ahead and see if we can put Emmett in there as well. I'm not sure. Let's give it a shot. And actually, you can see Emmett in there as well, even with the piece of resistance on. So that is definitely really great, as I just found that out myself. So I guess this is also a learning experience for me. But yeah, there's the cockpit, really great, and just I think it's awesome that it is able to seat all 3 minifigures while the entire cockpit area is still being really spacious. Alright, so we got those 3 loaded up, but now we need to seat Unikitty, and there is an available slot right down there for her. It's a little cylindrical 1x1 yellow brick, and that's definitely pretty cool, because this entire area is specifically designed for Unikitty, and we can go ahead and put her right in there, and she fits in perfectly. I mean, it's a great little design, and definitely a unique method to have her placed within Benny's spaceship. And she's kind of like the astromech of the ship, because usually astromech droids on Star Wars vehicles are always on the top of the ship outside of it, so I guess I don't know, is that like an unintentional nod to Star Wars? Who knows? But regardless, you can see she's got her own firepower to control, that firepower being 2 spring-loaded shooters, and they're definitely pretty awesome. And she has a little control panel piece right down there that I assume she's using to operate those. So we'll get to this later. totally off frame there. We'll get to this later, but just to give you an idea of how powerful the spring-loaded shooters always are, and you know, I've already given my point on spring-loaded shooters. They're not exactly like Lego looking, but they still are the most effective playability feature ever. And pretty much the way this works, obviously, if you don't know what a spring-loaded shooter is, you just push down on it, fires, and it is overpowered, but still really awesome. And as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and grab the extra one because I am not willing to go get that. But yeah, so that's pretty much what Unikitty's station looks like in the center of the vehicle, but there is definitely a lot more space underneath all of that. Your services are no longer required, even though they were short-lived. We need to access the control room, and it opens up with a really nice mechanism right there. And you can see inside, it's very spacious. We've got a couple of control panels on either side of this area, and you can see in the back there, we also have a screen, which is a sticker, but I'll go over all the stickers a little bit later, but you can see that we do have 2 available seats, as I pointed out, and we can go ahead and take Benny and seat him on this one, and then we'll take Wildstyle and have her on the opposite, and they fit in really nicely. I think that's really great because I'm kind of comparing this with a lot of Star Wars vehicles we received. That's more space than you see in a lot of Star Wars sets, believe it or not. But the problem with this is now it's kind of difficult for the hatch itself to close, so we'll go ahead and adjust the positions of Wildstyle's hands so she can lean forward a bit more. So putting her back in there, you can kind of get it to close now. It's just it requires a bit of adjusting if you wanted to get it to close, but I mean, it still is kind of difficult regardless. But I mean, it is still pretty awesome having that entire control room accessible, so I honestly no complaints even if you can't close it all the way. But yeah, so obviously now the entire ship is kind of on autopilot because clearly Emmett is not capable of piloting this, so we're going to go ahead and just to be safe, we're going to put Benny back in his rightful place of his own spaceship. And yeah, so moving on, we've got our own little pair of I guess you can say consider them Benny's associates. I haven't seen the Lego movie since February, so I don't actually remember these robots at all if they were used, but if you go ahead and open up the satellite dish, and by the way, the satellite dish does rotate a full 360 degrees and is definitely pretty posable, so that's pretty cool, and it does reveal these guys, and these are like little robots that are inside there. I don't remember seeing these in the film if they were in the film, so I apologize if they were, but they're still included with the set, and they're definitely pretty cool little companions for Benny, and I think they're pretty awesome, but they're very simple design and just kind of self-explanatory. But they're included with the set, and you can see they have 2 available studs for them to lay down on, along with a couple of little red lightsaber blades. And obviously those are just some transparent red rods in this set, but to me they're lightsaber blades, and to all Star Wars fans they're lightsaber blades, but they do go right back in very nicely. And yeah, so that's another feature, a part of Benny's spaceship. Now this feature is really cool, and I'm almost positive this was not in the Lego movie because, I mean, yeah, obviously these were on the ship in the Lego movie, but I'm not sure if they were used like the way you can use them in the actual set. But these, while they are turrets that go on both sides that the minifigures can get inside, they actually act as like little detachable fighters, and they're really cool. So we can go ahead and take Emmett here, disguised obviously as a robot, and each one, and by the way, these are exactly the same. These things, these little ships are exactly the same. This one is literally the exact same on the other side of the set, but I mean, once again, it's just kind of like inverted. But yeah, so pretty much we can go ahead and take Emmett, or any of the minifigures for that matter, put them right on top of those 2 little available studs. It's actually like more of a 2x2 available space of studs. But yeah, so then you fold this wing up, and then obviously this part of the little jet here, or the turret, whatever you'd like to call it, it's kind of like both opens up, and then you can go ahead and detach it, and then it becomes its own vehicle. And this, once again, is the exact same on the opposite side. So you have 2 of these, and it's definitely pretty cool. This is actually how you start off the build. You build these 2 things first, and then attach them later, but it's definitely a pretty cool design using these lightsaber hilts and these 2 transparent red cones as the main guns. And this is obviously a sticker on the front there that's not printed. While there are printed pieces in this set, a good majority of them aren't printed. But yeah, so then you have the engine on the back of them as well, so pretty cool feature, and definitely adds for an amazing level of playability. If there's anything Benny's spaceship has to offer, it's an enormous amount of playability, especially if you have the other sets as well. But yeah, so then you can go ahead, and I really realized I didn't show you how these attach. You have these 2 little clips. We've all seen these pieces before, but they attach just like so, and you don't have to, but the proper way of using them is you have to fold this wing out, and that's the way it looks in the film, or this wing here. I'm really bad at actually keeping what I'm showing on frame, but yeah, so we'll leave Emmett there for now. Now we have what is pretty much the main feature of Benny's spaceship. And by the way, here's a nice look at the back of Benny's spaceship. Really awesome looking engines, and I should probably give you a look. I'm getting sidetracked, but here's a look at what it looks like on the bottom of it, just for your own reference if you were curious. But yeah, so you can see right here we have 2 engines. These 2 don't actually do anything, but the bottom engine, actually, if you push on it, it actually reveals the 2 main guns of the set by the wings retracting out even further than they already are. So the way this works is just pretty much a Technic mechanism in there that this piece is attached to. So it's definitely a really awesome feature that I didn't know was actually going to be a part of this set. So I'm really excited about it, as it was surprising to me when I saw that it was included with the set. So pretty freaking awesome. And the 2 main guns that I'm referring to are these. Now I'm pretty sure we've all seen these as well, but this is my first time actually getting a yellow version of them. But yeah, these are on either side, so that's really awesome, and it's a lot of firepower. And freaking Benny has so many missiles on this thing. He was ready to freaking fly into Bricksburg, fully armed, and it's amazing. So the firepower with these is even more effective than the spring-loaded shooters, and especially for the Robo Pilot's little ship over there. So we're gonna go ahead and take a shot at it, and you can see it's still a lot more effective, because the spring-loaded shooters will just, they're more of just kind of like for firing at minifigures, because when you take a spring-loaded shooter and you fire at the little jet over there, it's a lot less effective because these are more meant for minifigures, but still really awesome to have all of this firepower, because like I said, the level of playability on this set is absolutely enormous. Let's go ahead and take a look at all these stickers. I want to point them out because there are a lot of pieces in this set that are stickers, and then a lot of pieces that are printed. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to break it down for you. And we're going to start off with the front. I'm just going to do a basic rundown of pretty much all the stickers and printed bricks that are included with Benny's spaceship. So we've got a, this is printed here. These are stickers. These are stickers, and then it's inverted on the opposite side. Once again, more stickers, and then in the the interior of the cockpit, we've got stickers right here and here for additional control panels, which are the exact same sticker, but just pretty much reversed to make it look like they're different. But yeah, just to give you a better look at those, they're white little control panels and are definitely pretty cool. And then we have these printed control panel pieces, which we have seen before in the past many times. If you know what those pieces are if you've been collecting Lego for quite some time, like I think the majority of us have. And then you can see back here we have additional printed slopes. These are the exact. This is the exact same piece. These 2 are the exact same piece that we saw on the front here. So therefore, they are printed as well. And then we have this little 1x4 blue tile on either side of this main hatch area, and these are stickers. So you have this sticker here, and then inverted on the opposite side. So that's pretty cool. And there are caution signs on them, even though Emmett kind of rebuilt himself toward the beginning, or in the beginning of the Lego movie when he fell down the pit. But I guess Vitruvius couldn't fix himself when he fell apart, so the Lego movie logic. Regardless, if we go ahead and open up the main command room, you can see we have the same control panel pieces that we saw in the front of the cockpit, and therefore those are printed, and we've seen them before, but there they are. And you can see we have this screen back here, and that's an actual sticker, but definitely pretty awesome. And while I were taking a look at that, you can see in there, we've actually got this little element back there, and it's kind of like it's actually like a 1x1 modified brick. It's the brick that has studs on all 4 sides, and it has a transparent yellow diamond attached in the center of each little slot. So it's definitely pretty cool, because you have a nice little detail behind the window there to look at. So I think that's really great, and a nice little detail about the set. But closing this back up to get look at more stickers, we've got a sticker here, and then a sticker here, along with another sticker on the screen. And you guys know this piece. You've probably noticed it a lot. I mean, this is printed. You guys know what that piece is, so I'm not going to point it out. But I mean, you can see we do have more stickers on these wings here, and it's kind of a pain, because given that these are kind of like an angled piece, you can never really get this design, this little sticker in the center, and it's just kind of a pain, because I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to that. So the fact that I couldn't get these fully centered on either of these wings kind of was a pain, and obviously, because they are on both sides of each wing, so you get 4 of these little logos to stick onto these wings. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure that was all the stickers. I might have missed one, but I mean, if I did, you probably would have already seen it by now, given that we are pretty much at the end of this review. But I mean, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for Benny's spaceship. And when I mean that we're at the end of this review, I mean that we're at the end of the spaceship itself, because now we've got this thing. So this is actually the Robo Police Interceptor that we saw. We saw a ton of these chasing down Benny in his spaceship toward the end of the Lego movie. Would have been nice to get 2 of these, but I mean, who really cares? At least we get one of them, as it's definitely a pretty cool design. Very simple, but definitely very effective. And we've got more stickers, and so with the stickers on this one, we've got a couple of logos on both of these cheese slopes, those 1x2 cheese slopes there, and then more of these pieces that we saw on the wings over there, and but obviously in black this time around with the Octan logo instead. And then we have the opening cockpit here, which is pretty cool, nice piece there with a couple clips there to hold that down. And inside we have the actual Robo Pilot, which is pretty cool, the exact same Robo Pilots that were hunting down Benny in the scene. So it's really awesome to get a minifigure of these. And yeah, then inside we have the actual cockpit area, and then the exact same printed control panel piece that we saw numerous of in the spaceship, and a couple of ventilation pieces for seating. And I mean, other than that though, it's a very basic design, but still very effective and very accurate to the Lego movie. I mean, what more would you expect? The Lego group, I mean, this is like their own design, so of course you're going to see it replicated in the actual set, and it's definitely really awesome to see it in a physical form. But it's more of an accessory than anything. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for Benny's spaceship, and I am so thrilled that I at least got to review this one for you guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to review Emmett's Constructo-Mech as much as I want to. I mean, financially and time-wise, it may not necessarily be worth it, as I've got some other plans, but I at least wanted to review this set for you guys. And let me tell you right now, I am in love with this set, and I think it's definitely worth the $100. And I think, I mean, it's a great set. I mean, you guys saw it all. It's packed to the teeth with features and firepower that makes for amazing playability, makes for amazing array of playability features, and it's so heavily detailed in terms of design. It has a lot of useful pieces if you just want the parts. And I mean, in getting this as a bonus, it really even adds to that level of playability as well, because you have something to fire at, given how much firepower you have on this thing. And it's capable of seating all of the minifigures at once and more, so that by itself is amazing. And this set is amazing. I highly recommend it. I honestly, in terms of the design itself, I don't have any complaints. This is straight out of the film, and the scene that this comes from was my favorite scene of the movie, and that's why I just absolutely had to review this. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my review. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box, instruction manual, extra pieces, and all that stuff, and we'll finish this up, because I'm getting tired. So let's take a look at those. You built quite the spaceship, Benny. Hey, why the teardrop print? It's just, for the longest time, I was trying to find the one. And I went through so many others. But now I finally found it. Because it's the spaceship you deserve. But not the one any of us need right now. So we'll hunt him. Because he can take it. Wait, hunt who? I don't know. So obviously this is a 940-piece set, and therefore the box is actually pretty big. And on the front here for the main box art, you can see we have Benny's spaceship with all the characters inside, soaring through Bricksburg, and it's definitely a really cool recreation of the scene from the film. And then on the back of the box, you pretty much have all of the features that I just went over, along with some pretty cool graphics. And then in the bottom right-hand corner here, we have an advertisement for the Lego Movie video game, which I unfortunately did not get to play because my Xbox was not set up at the time that the game came out, because we were we're actually still in the middle of moving, and I just recently set up my Xbox. But anyway, you can see on the top here we have an actual size reference for all 5 of the minifigures included with this set. And other than that though, it's just a really great looking box and definitely gets the job done. So, of course, we get 2 instruction manuals with this amazing set, and the first one is about a 65-page build, and it's definitely a really fun build. And you can see on the very back of it we have an advertisement for the Lego Movie the Lego Movie video game once again, and just a Lego Club advertisement next to that, and not much else. And then the second instruction manual is actually longer than the first. It is an 81-page build, and then for the advertisements for this book, we actually have a good amount back here. And trying to get to the first one here, you can see that we have, come on, grab the page, I got it, I did it, And we've got another advertisement for the LEGO Movie video game, and I'm kind of getting tempted to play it now after seeing all these advertisements, so I guess it's kind of effective advertising with these advertisements. And you can see we've got a full advertisement for the LEGO Movie Citizen vehicles that they all use at the very end of the film, and it's just kind of funny because when the LEGO Movie came out, I remember walking around stores trying to find any remaining Cloud Cuckoo Palace sets or Melting Rooms or any of the sets for that matter, and pretty much every single set was sold out except the Citizen sets. So that tells me that these sold pretty badly because none of them actually had any of the main characters, and therefore no one really cared and didn't want to make an army out of them, so no one bought them, and LEGO made a full advertisement for them in this lineup, and it's just, I guess it's kind of funny, but kind of sad at the same time. But then we've got an advertisement for the recently released lineup of DC sets, which is definitely pretty cool. I reviewed all of those, by the way. If you'd like to check them out, they are on my channel. And then we have an advertisement for Legoland, California, and Florida. And I have not been back to Legoland in Florida since I think it was 2012, so I have to go back there. But regardless, guys, there are your two instruction manuals for Benny's Spaceship. So we actually get a pretty significant amount of extra pieces with Benny's Spaceship, and obviously we get a brick separator, because I usually don't include these with my reviews, but you get these in quite a few sets. Not all sets, but most sets nowadays. And by putting that aside, we get an extra spring-loaded shooter piece, because guaranteed you are going to lose some of these, and the more LEGO puts these in sets, the more you're going to have extra of these, so that's really good to have show up in whatever sets that the spring-loaded shooters show up in. And other than that, though, it's just really a lot of connectors and cheese slopes and studs and everything of that sort. But you can see in here we do get an extra horn piece for Unikitty should you lose that, so that's definitely convenient. An extra neck brace for Emmett, along with an extra visor piece for the robot. So definitely a pretty good variety of extra pieces. I'm just going to kind of just swish them around a bit to give you an idea, but I mean, for the most part, you get a lot of extra pieces. Your disguise didn't work, Special. And now I'm unlaunching the plan you were just about to launch.
That sucked. Quiet, please.
Now hand over the piece of resistance, or say goodbye to your friend Milhouse.
Goodbye, Milhouse. Batman! Unikitty isn't here. Benny, now might be a really good time for you to build your spaceship. That's my secret, Emmett. I was always the Spaceship. Alright, and there you have it, my review on Benny's Spaceship. And honestly, I did not expect this set to come out so soon, because this set, along with the rest of the LEGO movie sets, this was dated for August, and it came out along with the rest of the LEGO movie sets a month and a half ahead of time. So I'm glad the LEGO Group is ahead of their schedule with this, and I mean, honestly, that's for the better, given that the LEGO Movie is finally coming out on DVD June 17th. It's about freaking time. But yeah, I apologize if I might have mistaken the LEGO Movie's like basic knowledge, if I might have made a few mistakes there. I haven't seen the movie since February, and I might have forgotten if Benny actually had the walkie-talkie and if Emmett had the cup, so I apologize for little details like that, but hopefully they didn't bother you, and hopefully you found this review informative, because that's the purpose. And if you did, be sure to let me know by dropping this video a like below and or your opinion in the comments, because seeing your guys' support really means a lot to me, especially when I'm doing what I'm attempting to do this week. And I want this review to come out on Sunday, so I mean, I guess if this is out on Sunday, then I did it. And if not, then this review is slightly later than I wanted it to come out. But regardless, I'm also doing the new Minecraft review that's going out on Tuesday, and then I'm going to have the X-Men showcase with all my X-Men Days Future Past figures. That's going up on Thursday. I'm doing a lot, so like I said, if you enjoyed this review, and only if you did, be sure to drop it a like below. But other than that, you can also follow me on the Twitter and the Book Faces. Link to both of those are always in the description below, and there I post all kinds of behind-the-scenes photos and updates of what I'm up to and what's to come for my channel, and it's definitely nothing that you've seen on this channel, so I recommend that if you'd like to see more. But other than that, guys, there's Benny's Spaceship, and I hope you already have it, because it is an amazing set of an amazing spaceship that belongs to an amazing character. And for that reason, I wanted to make sure I at least reviewed this one for you guys. So other than that, though, I'm gonna head out, and I'll see you later. All right.
Bye.
that I just don't understand myself and why it exists. But if she's using to control these for... Man. And here comes the Winter Soldier head creeping up on my studio here. But anyway, you can see that we've got the brick separator included with this one. Retake, I gotta put all these freaking pieces in the effing bag again because the Winter Soldier head just happened to creep up on me and... Gosh damn it, I really gotta make sure heads aren't on their sides when I'm trying to record an effing review front here. Now these two... What the hell just fell off my table? And you can see we have two control panels on either side of them that they wouldn't be able to access, and I just realized I'm doing this wrong because they're supposed to face the other way.